The Holy Gospel according to Luke, the 16th chapter.
Glory to you, O Lord.
Then Jesus said to the disciples, "There was a rich man who had a manager, and charges were brought to him that this man was squandering his property. So he summoned him and said to him, 'What is this I hear about you? Give me an accounting of your management, because you cannot be my manager any longer.' And the manager said to himself, 'What will I do? Now that my master's taken the position away from me, I'm not strong enough to dig, and I'm ashamed to beg. I've decided what to do, so that when I'm dismissed as manager, people may welcome me into their homes.' So summoning his master's debtors one by one, he asked the first, 'How much do you owe my master?' He answered, 100 jugs of olive oil. He said to him, 'Take your bill, sit down quickly, and make it 50. Then he asked another, 'And how much do you owe?' He replied, 100 containers of wheat. He said to him, 'Take your bill and make it 80. And his manager commended the dishonest manager because he had acted shrewdly. For the children of this age are more shrewd in dealing with their own generation than are the children of light. And I tell you, make friends for yourselves by means of dishonest wealth, so that when it is gone, they may welcome you into their eternal homes.'" Good luck. "Whoever is faithful in a very little is faithful also in much. And whoever is dishonest in a very little is dishonest also in much. If then you have not been faithful with dishonest wealth, how will I entrust you with the true riches? And if you have not been faithful with what belongs to another, who will give you what is your own? No slave can serve two masters, for a slave will either hate the one and love the other, or be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and wealth." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, O Christ.
You may be seated and invite the children to come out. Oh, yes. Good morning. Good to see you this morning. What is your favorite kind of gum? Yeah? Do you have a favorite? Bubble gum? Oh, bubble tape. Okay, bubble tape. Grayson, do you have a favorite kind of gum? Do you like gum? So he likes gum. Well, I like gum too, and I brought some gum with me today. Extra long-lasting flavor, polar ice, and I'm going to have some. That is so good. So good. Well, in our story today, we heard about a man that was selfish with whatever he had. He didn't share with anybody. You know anybody like that? What is God good? Jesus said in our story today, those who are faithful in a little will be faithful in much. In other words, if we're willing to be faithful by sharing with others what they need, all that God has given us, we are being able, willing to share with other people. You think I've been selfish? Well, guess what? I've got an assignment for you. God wants you to be faithful in sharing, doing the little things, so that He can trust you with doing the bigger things. Okay? I'm going to give you each 3 pieces of gum. Now, your challenge is to find somebody to share it. And Jesus would want you to Jesus, thank you for giving us so much in our lives. Help us to share our lives and what we have with others. Amen. Thank you for coming up this morning. It really is good. Sorry, I don't have enough to share. My teacher always told me, don't bring up, don't chew unless you have enough to share with everybody. Remember that? Let us pray. Gracious God, open our hearts and our minds to your word. Help us to live our lives according to your will. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. 3 contractors were touring the White House on the same day. One was from New York, one was from Missouri, and the other one was from Florida. At the end of the tour, the guide asked them if they'd like to make a bid on a project at the White House. Of course, they replied in unison. We need one of the rear fences redone, said the guide. Why don't the 3 of you each take a look at it and give me a bid? Well, the contractor from Florida got out his tape measure, his pad, and his pencil, and after looking at the project, he said he'd do it for $900. That's $400 for materials, $400 for the crew, and $100 profit for me. The contractor from Missouri did the same, and he came up with a $700 bid. That's $300 for material, $300 for the crew, and $100 profit for me. Without hesitation, the New York contractor said, I'll do the job for $2,700. $2,700, exclaimed the guide. You hardly even looked at the fence. How did you come up with that figure? It's easy, said the New York contractor. $1,000 for me, $1,000 for you, and we'll hire the guy from Missouri to do the work. The New York contractor must have taken some lessons from the dishonest steward in the story that Jesus told. Having heard rumors of mismanagement, the wealthy master asked his steward for an accounting of his business. It's a wealthy man's intention to fire the steward. However, he gives him a little time to wind up his business affairs. The steward uses this opportunity to his advantage by decreasing the amount owed by the various merchants to his boss. Knowing that he will be out of work soon, he wants to make some friends that may be able to help him to get another job. Through our modern eyes, we may view the manager's actions as unethical, if not illegal, and we probably would be right. So how could the steward, knowing he was fired, approach his master's clients? Well, the stewards in that time of Jesus worked on a commission basis. So we don't know whether the steward was bargaining on the amount of the commission he was to collect on the total bill, or if he was cheating his master by adjusting the final bill. But I have no doubt that according to the story, he was cheating him before. Whatever the case, in the end, the rich master congratulates the dishonest manager for his shrewd and clever handling of the situation. So what are we to make of the story that Jesus told? Jesus told parables like the one we heard this morning to show us a different way of living, a way of God versus the ways of the world. When it comes right down to it, all that we are and all that we have belongs to the Master. As his stewards, we are commissioned to use the time and resources we have been given wisely and generously, so that all people may know God's blessings. The dishonest steward in our parable was only concerned about his own well-being. So he misused both the people and the property that were in his care. You and I take care of people and things in our care. The way we take care of people and things in our care marks the difference between what Jesus called the children of this age and the children of the light. The children of the light are people who are committed to the light that Jesus and his good news brings. Whereas the children of this age are people who are driven by worldly values. But the truth of the matter is that we are all some of both. Even though we strive to live as children of light, we all fall short. In spite of our unworthiness, though, we have been adopted as God's children through Jesus Christ. In gratitude for the grace and love that we have been shown by God, we are to look after the people and resources that have been placed in our care here on earth. How faithful we are with earthly things tells our Lord how faithful we will be with spiritual things, what he calls true riches. These are some of the earthly things that have been put in our care. Our families, our homes, our jobs, the money we make, the church where we worship, the friends we enjoy, the neighbors we know, and the strangers we meet. These people and resources, however, have only been placed in our care as long as we physically exist. Everything we have and hold on this earth is temporary. Only the things of God are eternal. So don't make the mistake of putting your trust in earthly things. Devote yourselves, your lives to God above all else. I'd like to end with this little parable. One day, an old rich man with a miserable disposition visited a rabbi. After a lengthy conversation, the rabbi took the rich man by the hand and led him to the window and said, "Look out here." The rich man looked out in the street. "What do you see?" asked the rabbi. "I see men, women, and children," answered the rich man. Again, the rabbi took him by the hand and this time led him to a mirror. "Now what do you see?" "Now I see myself," the rich man replied. Then the rabbi said, "Behold, in the window there is glass, and in the mirror there is glass. But the glass in the mirror is covered with a little silver. And no sooner is the silver added than you cease to see others and see only yourself." That's the danger of wealth. Which brings us back to what Jesus is trying to teach us in this parable today. Be wise and generous with your time and resources. Be faithful in the little things. And be devoted above all